Welcome to Rosa TV, the place where we talk about scientifically proven ways to help your children build better literacy skills. So if you want more content like that, remember to subscribe to my channel. Today we are going to focus on vocabulary. What I'm going to talk about later is suggested by Professor Victoria Murphy from University of Oxford Education Department. So you know that what we're going to talk about is backed up by scientific evidence. So let's talk about this. So when we think about how parents and teachers normally how they support vocabulary development in children, what they would normally do is that they have a really good heart. They really know that we should help children to build good vocabulary skills. So what they tend to do, especially Asian parents and teachers, what they tend to do is to ask children to memorize 5 to 10 vocabulary every single day. Maybe it's Chinese, maybe it's English vocabulary. I remember even when I was studying in secondary school, one of the things that my Chinese teacher would do, which I love her, she's a great Chinese teacher, and what she would do is she asked us to memorize 5 new Chinese idioms every single day, so that by the end of the week she can see that we would learn 25 new vocabulary or idioms. But the issue with teaching method like that is that I'm sure you have this experience before. By the end of the week, I'm sure you start to get a bit confused for all the words that you learn. So that's one issue. Another issue is that if we treat vocabulary in this way, we are only focusing on vocabulary breadth. So we are trying to expand the number of words that our children know. But what we forget is about vocabulary depth. So I'm gonna use 3 minutes and let you know what are the new ideas that you can incorporate in your conversation with your children so that you can help them not only build vocabulary breadth, but also focus on vocabulary depth. Number 1, say like on the screen you can see a dog, and that's my dog in Hong Kong. Her name is Dong Dong. When we learn a new vocabulary, so this might be a dog, we would want them, number 1, especially if your child learn English as a second language, what you want to do is to use their resources in their first language to support their second language development. So say like in English, dog, this word in Cantonese is gao. So you would want to use the child's first language, use this as a resources to support their second language development. So that's number 1, using the child's first language. Number 2, you would move on and talk about definition. So what do we mean when we talk about dog? It's actually a mammal with acute sense of smell, and that's the definition from our dictionary, and it has paws as well. So you talk about the definition with the children. So a lot of parents would actually go through this. So they talk about the first language translation of the word. They would also talk about the definition. But what I'm going to talk about is what most parents and teachers most of the time they forget. So we can start to think about what are the idioms that are related to this word. So there are things like work like a dog. So that means we work super hard. We are very hardworking. That's number 1. But we can also say things like, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So we can tell the children that, okay, this actually means it's actually quite hard for an old person to learn new information. We can also bring a third example. So like every dog has his day. So explaining to our children that what this means is that each of us will have our own purpose, and each of us will have one day where we will really shine, where our purpose of our life will shine. So let's not give up, let's keep working hard. So you can see I'm not just talking about the word dog, I'm showing the child as well what are other ways that the child can use this word. And we can also show the child when not to use this word. So it's not only important to show the child when to use this word. So say like, your partner is such a dog. If I say that to any of you, you will be very offended. I will lose all my friends if I say that to any of my friends. So as you can see, it's not only important to show our children when to use this word, but it's equally important to show them when not to use this word. And we will talk about synonym as well. So if you don't want to use dog, what are the other words that we can use? We also need to think about multiple meanings. So what are the multiple meaning of the word dog? There are 2 meanings of the word dog. So it might be follow someone closely. So you might want to highlight an example, say like, Photographers seem to dog her every step. So you're showing your child different examples. And there is also another meaning of dog, which is acting lazy. So you can show your child an example, which is James had a reputation for dogging it a little. So you can see we are using different examples. And we also need to talk about word association. So whenever we think about dog, it's very easy for us to think about cat. If you watch dog videos, most of the time what it will come up is cat videos. So it's very important for our children to learn the associations as well. And finally, we also need to teach our children when to use it. So giving them an example, when should they actually use it? So if you have a dog and if I say to you, your dog is so cute, I'm sure you'll be very happy, right? As your dog friend, I'm sure you're very happy. I hope I have given you some ideas here, how we should not just focus on vocabulary breadth. Obviously, it's very important, but what we tend to forget is vocabulary depth. So down there, I would like you to comment, did you manage to get some ideas in this video to help support the vocabulary depth of your child and not just focus on vocabulary breadth, but also start thinking about vocabulary depth. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like content like that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because we'll talk more about skills like that in the near future. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.